gave me this feedback, which is have three versions of the same project, which is a 30-second version, a 15-minute version, and a 45-minute version. 30-second version is kind of what you guys call an elevator pitch. It's where you have a very limited time. It's when you're in an elevator and you have to tell the person next to you about your project, right? And that's great for like short, sweet introductions to projects just to test the waters if people like it or not. Now, the 15-minute version is a bit more elaborate in the sense that it explains a lot of the context, it explains what you're doing, and a lot of the results and how you got to it. And this is great for like an intro round where you have the first round of interviews and people just want to get to know you, know what you actually did in this project. Now, the 45-minute version is a bit more intense, and it's the version that you talk about in the technical interview side of things, where you have to sit down and take them through each step, explaining what exactly you did and how you did those things, right? Now, for the 30 second thing, I usually have an asset on my phone because usually these interactions do happen while I'm just passing somebody or I'm telling something, hey, this is something cool I did over the weekend, right? So for my keyboard projects, it's just pictures. It was just a gallery of pictures. If it was a very good animation project or something, I would have a reel that I was posted on my Instagram or something. I would just show that. I would just be able to pull that up in 30 seconds and show them and give them enough context to take like to be able to impress them basically. In the 15-minute version, I'd have a PDF, like a small PDF that I kind of take them through the step by step in a process, like in a very short number of steps, explaining what I did and how I got to those places. This is great because it gave a skeletal base for me to explain in interviews, and I could actually course correct and take the interview in a defined path that I wanted to, and I was already fixated previously, and I was ready for it. So that helped a lot. Now the 45-minute one is kind of different. So what I did was I cleaned up my entire Figma file and like all my dumps of whatever research I did, took all the papers that I read, put them all on Figma, and I used the 15-minute PDF as like a skeletal base and split the Figma file into sections, right? I was like, hey, this is the step one, step two, learnings, the outcomes, the what I did, the process. And the reason I'm using a Figma file and is because a lot of the people on the other end of the interview, in the 45-minute technical interview, are also designers. And they would love to see how in-depth, how technical you've gone into it, right? Because I've had people stop my interview, be like, "Hey, can you click on it? I want to see how you auto layouted this, or how you've kind of created this setup. Like, is it responsive?" And that's a great segue into that if you show them the actual Figma file.